Sermon 7. The Eternal Cycle of the Wristlock. Welcome, faithful grapplers of life's grand dojo, to another gathering under the sacred banner of the Wristlock. I am Renshi Kennudus, your guide through the twists and turns, the locks and releases of not only our martial practice, but our daily existence. Today we delve into the profound theme of cycles, a concept as integral to the art of the wristlock as to the very fabric of the cosmos. Have you ever considered the daily ritual of battling the alarm clock as your first wrist lock of the day? A twist here, a tap there, and voila, you've won another morning. Let us journey through the cycles of our practice and lives, discovering how each lock and each release teaches us more about ourselves and the universe we navigate. Brace yourselves for stories of humility, recovery, teaching, and the seasons of both nature and training, all through the lens of our beloved wristlocks, the cycle of training. In the dojo of life, the cycle of training never truly ends. We begin as novices, eager and untested, our minds and bodies not yet aware of their own potential. Each grasp, each twist, each application of the wristlock teaches us more than just technique. It teaches resilience, patience, and the ever-important virtue of humility. Consider the tale of Master Yoshiro, a venerable practitioner of the wristlock whose prowess was renowned across many lands. One day, a young student approached him, her technique unrefined, yet her spirit undeterred. As they sparred, Master Yoshiro found himself caught. Yes, even masters get caught in a wristlock of such surprising ingenuity that he could not help but laugh with joy. From this novice, he learned a variation of the wristlock he had never considered, reminding him that the role of student and teacher often reverses. In this cycle, we see that learning is not a straight path but a spiral where the end point often swings back to the beginning, allowing us to experience the freshness of beginners with the wisdom of age. This, my fellow practitioners, is the cycle that keeps the spirit of the wristlock alive and evolving. The cycle of challenge and recovery. Life, much like the martial arts, presents a rhythm of challenge and recovery. Each day we face our battles, some as tangible as a contest on the mats, others as abstract as the inner struggles of the mind and heart. The wristlock teaches us the balance of applying pressure and knowing when to release, mirroring the essential cycle of exertion and rest. Let me tell you about the warrior known as Aiko, who through relentless battles found herself worn and weary. Her wristlocks grew weaker, her spirit dimmed. It was only when she embraced the cycle of recovery, allowing her body and mind to rest and rejuvenate, that her strength returned. Like the phases of the moon, her energy waxed and waned, teaching her to flow with the cycle rather than resist it. Through Aiko's journey, we learn that to heal is not to admit defeat, but to prepare for the next challenge with greater wisdom and renewed vigor. Embrace the cycle of challenge and recovery, for it is the foundation upon which true resilience is built. The cycle of teaching and legacy. The transfer of knowledge from one wristlock practitioner to another is a cycle that transcends generations, each link in the chain strengthened by the wisdom of the past and the innovation of the present. The sacred act of teaching is how we ensure that our art, and through it, a part of ourselves, endures beyond our physical presence. I recall my own mentor, Grandmaster Lee, who, on his final day at the dojo, bestowed upon me the title of teacher with a ceremonial wristlock that had been passed down through ages. It was a profound moment, charged with the weight of legacy and the lightness of trust. His teachings, like echoes in a vast canyon, continue to resonate, guiding new generations toward their own paths of discovery. In this cycle of teaching and legacy, we see that our journey is not our own alone, but a shared voyage with those who came before us and those who will follow. The wristlock, a simple twist of the arm, becomes a profound symbol of connection across time and space. The cycle of seasons and wristlocks. As the world around us cycles through spring, summer, autumn, and winter, so too does our practice adapt to the rhythms of nature. Each season brings its lessons and its challenges, demanding different aspects of our technique and temperament. In spring, our wristlocks are gentle, nurturing growth and renewal. In the heat of summer, they become more dynamic, mirroring the intensity of the sun. Autumn calls for a steady, measured approach, preparing us for the introspection of winter, where our practice turns inward, focusing on refinement and correction. These seasonal cycles remind us that change is constant and adaptation is necessary. Just as the Earth does not resist its orbit around the sun, we must not resist the changes within us and around us. Embrace each season of your practice with the wisdom of the wristlock, ever turning, ever returning, ever enlightening. Conclusion. As we conclude our exploration of the eternal cycles of the wristlock, let us carry forward the lessons learned here. Remember, every grip and release, every challenge and recovery, every teaching and legacy contributes to the great cycle of our lives. May your practice on the mat reflect the cycles of the world around you, and may your wristlocks always be as flexible and resilient as the spirit within you. In the name of the grip, the twist, and the sacred submission, go forth with the cyclical wisdom of the wristlock guiding your path.